ready to rumble? What is going on, everybody? It is the Doghouse Show. We are back with another live stream. Guys, I am super excited to have you guys on here. I want to let you guys know how much I appreciate every one of you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and jump straight into this, guys. We want to talk about a few topics here. There's been a few big issues that have come up. So let's go ahead and jump straight into our topic first. So, first things first, let's talk about Hurricane Helene aftermath. There has been a lot of controversy as to what is going on down there on the ground in North Carolina, in Georgia. There has been nasty, nasty rumors coming out from the Trump campaign, as well as, comments about whether or not there has been federal aid being sent down to North Carolina. There's also been nasty rumors about how much Biden cares. There has been rumors of whether or not Trump donated $25 million. There have been rumors that no aid has arrived. Biden on a beach. We're going to cover all of these things. Okay, we're going to cover all of these things right now, in fact. So the first thing we got here is Trump saying that he was delivering supplies. So what happened was Trump went down there and did a press conference in front of this wall, which I thought was really interesting. Okay. I found this actually incredibly disheartening and somewhat disgusting, to be honest with you. I don't know how people can look at this with any kind of compassion, right? You have clearly what looks to be like a store or a home who's been absolutely decimated, bricks all across the ground, and they decided to lay down and you see these bricks on the ground. I find this incredibly offensive. I don't like the staging of this, that you're kind of like picking up bricks and forming a wall around that. But during this press conference, he said that he was delivering aid. I'd seen this talked about time and time and time again, right? And here's the problem with this, okay, is that it actually looks like, and we'll dive into this article, Trump admitted that the truckloads of hurricane relief didn't come from the campaign. This is a classic move by Donald Trump. And what Donald Trump typically does is he slaps his name on something and takes credit for all of it, right? He'll just sit there, put his namesake on it and be like, I did this. And it's like, hold on. So we'll walk through this article real quick. And it said, just a few days ago, Trump started using the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, told political events and attack his political opponents. In a press release on Sunday, the Trump campaign stated Trump would be visiting Valdosta, Georgia to facilitate the distribution of relief supplies. Here's the problem, right? Here's the picture proof, right? Facilitate the distribution of relief supplies. During his visit to Valdosta on Monday, Trump claimed that he brought truckloads of relief for those in Georgia who are suffering in the terrible aftermath of Hurricane Helene. However, in a less publicized portion of Trump's speech, Trump also stated we came down with truckloads of things and we're going to have that done by Franklin's incredible organization. So anybody who's unaware, there was a pastor there by, I think the name of Franklin, I can't remember his name, Franklin Graham, I don't remember, something like that. And he came down and he prayed and everything else. Well, Franklin owns Samaritan's Purse. So there's a little bit of background on that. Okay. So then it says in here, however, in a less publicized portion, Trump also stated we came down truckloads and we're going to have that done by Franklin's incredible organization. So that credible organization is Samaritan's Purse. Trump campaign promoted Trump's truckloads of relief comments online, and that was parroted all throughout social media. We kept seeing it time and time again, how they were praising Trump for bringing supplies, except there's one problem. Of relief comments online, pro-Trump right-wing outlets and MAGA Republican accounts amplified Trump's claims, often leaving out the part about Samaritan's Purse, the disaster relief organization ran by Franklin Graham. Samaritan's Purse regularly arrives after a disaster to bring relief. Their semi-trucks are numbered and even have hurricane imagery on the side. Trump offered no explanation how this involvement added anything to the normal operation of Samaritan's Purse. The Trump campaign's comments generated headlines such as the one below from Georgia-based WTOC, Channel 11, which simply reposted Trump's claims. The pro-Trump Washington Examiner also repeated Trump's claims that he brought truckloads of relief, and in their article said Trump was also expected to help distribute cleanup supplies. The Trump campaign hasn't released any footage of truckloads from the Trump campaign or Trump's organizations or any footage of Trump unloading or distributing supplies. In a Breitbart article, Trump spokesperson Caroline Levitt admitted that President Trump partnered. Here we go. This is when we start peeling back that onion here. Trump partnered with Samaritan's Purse to deliver truckloads of critical, much-needed resources for the people of Georgia, including fuel and construction tools. The Trump campaign, however, issued an announcement that read, Trump delivered relief support to hurricane-ravaged South, and again emphasized that Trump delivered relief supplies, and linked back to their campaign's own tweet of Trump's remarks as evidence. The Trump campaign's Monday announcement made no explanation that the truckloads of relief actually came from Franklin Graham's organization. However, buried in Trump's campaign evening newsletter, the campaign admitted that Trump partnered with Franklin Graham and Samaritan's Purse to provide truckloads of relief supplies. Maybe Trump motivated Samaritan's Purse to visit Valdosta, one might be thinking. As it turns out, Samaritan's Purse tweeted on Sunday that they were already deploying to Valdosta, Georgia, and posted a video of one of their hurricane relief semi-trucks rolling out. So this was done prior to Trump's visit. As mentioned above, Trump began politicizing the hurricane response on Tuesday, exploiting hurricane damage and flooding to attack Kamala Harris. That's 2 days after Samaritan's Purse announced they were headed to Valdosta. The Trump's campaign statements on the delivery of these truckloads are inconsistent and has led public to believe that Trump did something that he hasn't proven that he did. It also raises several questions. Why is Trump campaign claiming that Trump delivered and distributed truckloads of supplies when Franklin Graham's group is doing the work? Why haven't we seen Trump distributing the supplies like he said he would? Samaritan's Purse announced their Valdosta trip on Sunday, while Trump announced the truckloads on Tuesday, likely after any trucks from Samaritan's Purse already arrived. How many truckloads of supplies did Samaritan's Purse send, and when did they arrive? Did Trump actually have any impact at all on the number of truckloads or relief supplies, or is this simply another campaign stunt, just like we redelivered cold pizzas to firefighters? So, for anyone unaware, this is basically Trump taking credit for things that he really, quite frankly, didn't have a hand in. It looks like, he tried to sit there and tout that he ended up delivering all these supplies. He didn't deliver any of that. It looks like he partnered with, if anything, with Samaritan's Purse, who then ended up doing the delivery already in motion. It was already in motion. So it's kind of one of those things where like the trucks are already rolling out and Trump goes, hey, this is a good opportunity. Yeah, I partnered with this group. It's just wild to me. So then we also have here about the federal government. So this kind of ties into some of the other rumors that have been taking place about the federal government and how the federal government has had a hand in delivering aid. And so let's take a look at what this is. This video here.
Democrats intentionally not getting aid to
I told y'all that.
What was that in reference to?
Governor Kemp did call.
Where's that coming from?
Just take a look. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. Like Donald Trump says, let's go ahead and let's take a look at what the federal government has put in place. It is, oops. Okay, right here. So this is from FEMA. So for anyone who's unaware, Biden actually put in place several disaster declarations well in advance of the hurricane actually landing. What this did is it helped expedite all of this federal aid. Okay. So I know Miss Mandy was in chat, and I know Miss Mandy, you were saying it disappointed you not to see some aid coming. And I get that. I understand that there is a massive effort underway. I can promise you something is coming. And I will tell you guys, if you haven't already looked to donate to an organization, I believe that there is an organization out there with the Red Cross. I forgot her name, but she's a streamer out there, and she wanted to kind of just mention anybody streaming out there to donate to the Red Cross, donate to some of these organizations who are going out there and helping. There's a lot of devastation that happened in North Carolina region. So, but to the point of the federal government helping, right here is a clear sign. All partners are on deck to support North Carolina with Helene recovery efforts, and Department of Defense are coordinating with the deliveries of life-saving resources like food and water. We also deliver 40 Starlink systems, 25 trailers of meals, 60 of water, and 30 generators. There's also been video of them actually going in and delivering these supplies. You can see this right here, where they are delivering supplies out and packing them up ready to go. So when we see Trump's claims about federal government not helping, that's crap. Okay. Donald Trump is absolutely wrong when he sits there and says that they're not delivering aid. And there's also a claim that Trump donated $25 million. When we're talking about lies, Trump said that he donated $25 million. To this day, we still have not seen a single receipt of him actually donating these $25 million. We do not know if this is even valid or true. From everything we've looked at, it looks like this is a lie. So let's go on. And when we're talking about lying and we're talking about disaster declarations, let's not forget that Donald Trump refused to provide aid to North Carolina. Now, most people I saw recalling this were saying, well, Hurricane Matthew took place in October. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Except one problem. It takes time to recover. Okay. So it's not like only in October can you donate supplies. No. Here it is here in May 10th of 2017, Governor Cooper calls on President Trump, Congress, to support hurricane recovery in eastern North Carolina after 99% of federal aid that was requested was denied. And that May 10th of 2017 was under the Donald Trump administration. He denied recovery aid to that state. And it had a lot to do, if I understand correctly, with Governor Cooper. And you can see here, Governor Cooper today expresses disappointment in the Trump administration and congressional leadership after they failed to fulfill North Carolina's funding request for Hurricane Matthew recovery. In a letter, Cooper urged for more robust aid, especially in the form of housing block grants from HUD in the upcoming budget process. Last month, Cooper worked with Senator Tom Tillis and Representative David Price and David Rouser on compiling an unmet needs request to Congress. And it goes on here to say, here the letter can be read here. Summary of North Carolina's federal unmet needs requests. You have housing repairs, housing elevation, agriculture, public facilities, small business, and health. Trump denied a vast majority of this aid. And we also have this little nugget. So on September 13th of just this year, he said he would withhold federal aid for California wildfires if elected, and insults Newsom. Let's look through this article. Former President Donald Trump held a news conference in Los Angeles where he said if he's elected, he would withhold federal aid for California wildfires if Governor Gavin Newsom doesn't change his water policy. And if he doesn't sign those papers, we won't give him money to put out all his fires. And if we don't give him the money to put out his fires, he's got problems. He's a lousy governor, Trump said on Friday. So let's talk about this. Let's unwrap this, okay? Because I know that there is a lot going on here. Okay? Let's unpack this. So what we've got here is Donald Trump ended up going down to North Carolina. Okay. Oh, first of all, let's wrap this up. Let's go on to this next topic. I will summarize this in just a second. So right here, we also had this go up. Biden after a weekend at the beach. No more federal aid for Hurricane Helen or Helene. This is false. Biden did not go to the beach. And in fact, a lot of MAGA conservatives are going through and they're posting photos like this. While people were drowning, watching houses float away, and unable to contact loved ones, Biden was on vacation at the beach this weekend. Says it all. Guys, this is false. Okay? Here is a clip of Biden at the beach. Here it is. What date is this? Oh, that's right. It's August 10th of 2024. Here's the original claim. While people were drowning, houses float away, and other loved ones. Biden was on vacation at the beach this weekend. This is abhorrent. This is terrible. You are using a disaster for your own political gain. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. So, here's what I want to say on this. Okay? Hurricane Helene came through, and it absolutely devastated the North Carolina, Georgia area. And Biden and Harris did the right thing. They released tons of aid through FEMA to get down to those areas. They also did one very important thing as well, which was they wanted to stay out of that area until it was safe to do so. In fact, I saw something on Twitter today where it said that basically in order for Biden to come down there, they would end up having to bring the motorcade down one road that would also be the same road that they're able to bring down aid supplies to. And this is the other big problem is Trump's trying to go down there immediately on literally like the day after the hurricane to try to do a political photo op to say, look, 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 look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm there. Instead of actually caring about the people on that ground. Notice how he didn't stay very long either, right? He was there and he was gone same night. Didn't want to stay there, didn't want to help the people. He wanted to just get up and go. Just say, hi, I'm here, do the photo op, take a picture, and leave. Biden and Harris stayed back. They wanted the first responders to be able to get in there and do their job. They will come down there when it is time. Right now, we need to worry about trying to rescue those people who are stranded. There are several roads that are washed away, several bridges. So, yes, what Biden and Harris are doing are perfectly fine. They are doing everything they can in their power to try and help get aid over there. So that is what I think about this entire Hurricane Helene fiasco. I think Trump is 110% in the wrong. All right, guys. So the next topic I want to talk about is the Trump grift. So for anyone who's unaware, Trump has been pumping out products like crazy, okay? And it has been mired in controversy. And so let's go down this memory lane of all the different products that Donald Trump has been pushing. So the first one we have is the Melania grifter necklace. Okay, so this necklace Melania Trump was putting out, and it was for the ripe cost of $600. Now, remember, guys, we're in an economy where we can't afford eggs, we can't afford milk. That's what Trump wants us to believe, right? That's what he wants us to believe. But yet they want to put out a $600 necklace. But wait, there's more. Let's listen to this.
This is your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, with some very exciting news. By popular demand, I'm doing a new series of Trump digital trading cards. You all know what they are. We've had a lot of fun with them. It's called the America First Collection. 50 all-new stunning digital trading cards. It's really something. These cards show me...
Now remember, guys, these are basically like NFTs, right? That's exactly what these are. And here's what Donald Trump had to say about this in the past. Oh, don't forget, he also was the first U.S. president to pay in Bitcoin. So this was something. He stopped at a New York City Bitcoin bar and ended up paying for something in Bitcoin. But here's the funny thing about this. Let's listen to what Trump had to say. And when was this? Look at this again. Let's look at what he had to say about this.
Well, the opening bell for Wall Street is about to ring. I'll ask you one last question. You don't like Bitcoin? You wouldn't invest in Bitcoin? Do you invest in the stock market at this moment?
So not at this moment. I think it's high. So I have not invested in the stock market at this moment. I have in the past, but I have not at this moment. I think it's high. Okay. Bitcoin, it just seems like a scam. I was surprised. You know, with us, it was at 6,000 and much lower. I don't like it because it's another currency competing against the dollar. Essentially, it's a currency competing against the dollar. I want the dollar to be the currency of the world. That's what I've always said.
So there it is. He wanted the U.S. dollar to be the currency of the world, only to sit there and now backtrack on that and pay in Bitcoin. So yeah, there's a little bit of a flip-flop. You know, we talk about Kamala Harris and how she flip-flops. Here's a prime example of when Donald Trump flip-flops. Here's another one. This is an official Trump coin. So Trump is now releasing a coin, which I believe is about $100.
And I have something incredible to share today. We are announcing the launch of Trump coins, a true symbol of American greatness. Trump coins are designed by me and minted right here in the USA. This beautiful limited edition coin.
Yeah, we're not going to watch the entire spiel. So there you go. He ended up releasing a coin for about $100. So I don't know where we're at right now. We're about, what, 700? And if we count the NFTs, we're probably well above that. But wait, guys, there's more. Donald Trump, for anyone who's unaware, is also just released a new tourbillon watch, which ranges from $500 to $100,000. $100,000, guys. $100,000. So, guys, here's the thing about this little watch. Okay, let's go ahead and look at what the Hollywood Reporter had to say. Trump's vastly overpriced $100,000 Swiss watch is probably made in China. Oh. He's hawked gold sneakers, commemorative coins, and even a cryptocurrency venture in recent months. So Donald Trump's latest retail effort to sell a pricey gold watch emblazoned with his name should surprise no one. But timepiece experts aren't impressed. On Thursday, Trump debuted a pair of watches available for sale, a dive model dubbed the Fighter that is limited to 1,000 pieces and retails for $4.99 or $7.99, depending on style, and a seemingly high-end tourbillon design that is depicted as being crafted of 18 karat gold and embellished with diamonds on the bezel. Limited to 147 pieces, that model is listed for an astounding $100,000. All pieces display Trump's name prominently on the dial, while the more expensive model features a sapphire case back with his signature. Word quickly spread among the status watch community, which was only unimpressed. This is cobbled together patently unoriginal and vastly overpriced, says Ariel Adams, founder and editor of a blog to watch, one of the industry's most popular sites for timepiece information and education. It's very clear he's working with a white labeler, which is nothing new. Anyone can go to a white labeler and say, hey, I want to watch with this case, this bracelet, and these other details. And a white labeler with Frankenstein will Frankenstein it together. So I'm going to save y'all this entire article, okay, because it's very long. But basically what it is to point out is that, look, these watches may not even necessarily be made in the United States, and they could in fact be made in China. Also, experts don't think that it's worth $100,000, but yet you're paying for it because you're being scammed out of it, right? So there's that. And then we also have a Donald Trump. Let me see if I can pull it up here for you guys. Let's pull up the, where is it? Right here. Oh, that's not it. We have Donald Trump. Okay. Maybe I replied to it. Let's look it up. Trump fundraiser Mar-a-Lago. Let's do price. I thought I had it saved. Here it is. So there's a Trump event at Mar-a-Lago on October 16th, and it is only a mere $35,000 for dinner and a photo. $35,000. So we had a $100,000 watch. We had a $100 coin. We have virtual trading cards. Melania just released a book. At some point, this just reeks of grifting. This reeks that they are strapped for cash. So when we talk about who's got principles and who doesn't, guys, this is wild to me. I thought we were supposed to be struggling for inflation, but you're pawning off $100,000 watches, $35,000 dinners, $100 coins, $600 necklaces. Boy, those $3 eggs are looking mighty cheap. So yeah, spare me with your talking point about inflation when you're pushing this stuff. I'm not impressed. So we've had a few also really interesting takes on the campaign trail of what Donald Trump has stated. He's done a lot of rallies over the past week. And let's take a look and see what good old Donald Trump had to say on some of his more highlight reels from this past weekend. Okay. Take a look at this. So here's Donald Trump mentioning, I'd buy the cards if they are part of a political corruption trading card game. Got to catch them all, right? Here is the Trump appears to endorse the purge as policy. Let's go ahead and listen to this rant.
Calculators. Out that the 950 is a misnomer because you can steal whatever you want, you can go way above. But you'd see, originally you saw kids walk in with calculators. They were calculators. They didn't want to go over the $950. They're standing with calculators, adding it up. You know, these are smart people. They're not so stupid, but they have to be taught. Now, if you had one really violent day, like a guy like Mike Kelly, put him in charge. Congressman Kelly, put him in charge for one day.
What?
Mike, would you say, he's right here. He's a great congressman. Would you say, Mike, that if you were in charge, you would say, oh, please, don't touch them. Don't touch them. Let them rob your store. All these stores go out of business, right? They don't pay rent. The city doesn't have money. It's a chain of events. It's so bad. One rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out, and it will end immediately. End immediately.
What did he just say? Did he just advocate for the purge? Excuse me, what? What did he just say? Yeah, guys, you heard that right. If you had one really rough night. Okay. I didn't know that was our new policy. That's some pretty wild stuff right there. But it gets better. Here we go.
Mention that, they go, oh, he's fallen into a trap because he's, but you ever see that? Whenever I criticize.
By the way, this rally here was absolutely unhinged. If you've not seen it, definitely give it a check. We can't watch it all tonight, but this rally was him addressing how to end migrant crime, and it was full of hateful rhetoric. It was full of hateful speech. I did not enjoy it at all. It was very disgusting.
They say, all the stupid people, the anchors back there, no, they say, he fell into a trap, her trap. She can't set a mental trap. There is no. But if she says something wrong, like in the debate, she said something wrong, I question it. She said another thing wrong, I made her look bad. She said another thing. They don't want me to ever question. They said, oh.
First of all, he didn't make her question anything. If anything, you made all of us in the United States question our own sanity, first and foremost. Second of all, she did absolutely get you to fall into a trap because you sat there and now have not stopped complaining about your crowd sizes, even to today's rally. So you absolutely fell into a trap. There's no doubt about that. And you didn't make her question anything, to be clear. This is where I think that he needs to kind of stick to the script and not veer too far from it. Here's another one of it, which is disgusting. It's almost time for Timmy to obliterate JD. Hey, Soggy Bagels. Yeah, so I'm going to try to watch it. I can't watch it on stream just because I don't know what I'll be able to air, but I'll try to do what I can. So let's go in and let's just finish wrapping this up. We're almost on the final stories here, and we'll just chat with you guys. So Donald Trump also mentioned, where is Kamala Harris's father? I'd love to speak to him. Nobody's heard from him.
A Marxist thing, I don't know. And where is her father? I'd love to speak to him. I'd love to speak to him because nobody's heard from him, but I would like to speak to him. Maybe that's a Marxist.
So that's something to me is just disgusting. This entire campaign, I've not heard one message of unity. I've heard messages and messages and messages and messages about how we are not like you, and not in a good way. I have heard talk about Haitians. I've heard talked about our migrants that have a lighter skin tone. I've heard derogatory remarks about where is Kamala Harris's father. Seems a bit kind of on the racist side, doesn't it? This is pretty disgusting behavior. And you know what? This is the funny thing we were talking about is Kamala Harris winning or not. Let's take a look at this one here. This is a bit of a funny clip here.
Superpower, which we were.
Watch all these people. I love watching this video. Watch all these people come down right through here and they leave. And watch this guy. This guy's reaction is pretty funny.
In the process of doing, and it won't even be hard. Here is the deal that I will be offering to every major company and manufacturer on earth. We will cut your taxes from 21% down to 15% and give you every possible advantage, but only if you make your product here in America and hire American workers for the job.
The funny thing about that is that they have these signs and they're trying to cover it. I thought I had this clip laid out, but more people start funneling out from this area. And this guy is looking like, oh man, I'm gonna be on TV. His face is so hilarious. He just kind of looks like he's defeated. He's like, this isn't gonna work for me. He's like, this just isn't gonna work for me. And here's what happened today. Here's I think this is pretty funny. Listen to how bad this sounds. First of all, they need to do his makeup around his eyes. They missed him on a spray tan here.
Your basketball arena, we're all sort of set, and we're going to do Green Bay. We'll do it the day before the game as opposed to the day of the game. But Michaela graduated with honors from high school in May and is going to school for.
The funny thing about this, the funny thing about this clip here that we just watched was Donald Trump just earlier, only a few hours ago. I just saw this clip like maybe a few minutes before going live. Only a few hours before this clip, he was sitting there at a rally going, you know, isn't it great to have a president that doesn't read off of a script and blah, 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 blah. It's like, wait a minute. You you're reading off of a script now. And the funny thing about this is he's touted this line now at least 4 times in the past 2 weeks. So what I'm led to believe is when he touts this line about him not reading a teleprompter, he's probably reading the teleprompter from the teleprompter. He's probably sitting there saying, "Oh, I don't want to really read from the teleprompter," as he's looking right at the teleprompter, telling him to talk about the teleprompter. It's a really funny set of events, by the way. But yeah, guys, so kind of wrapping this up, this week has been pretty crazy. Okay, we've had a lot going on. This is just the stuff that's happened over the past weekend and the past couple of days. We've seen that the Hurricane Helen aftermath was absolutely overblown. A lot of people from the Trump and MAGA campaign are just absolutely lying through their teeth. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about. The Donald Trump grift is absolutely real. I don't know what's going to come this week from the Donald Trump grift. We've seen that the strike, the port workers are striking right now. There's some very, very interesting connections, just so happens to be connected to Donald Trump and the president of that port worker. So we've seen that, and we might be covering that a little bit more on Saturday. But that's pretty interesting stuff. And Biden has sat down and said, "I'm not going to bust them up." So that's really interesting. We have the debate tonight, and I think that's going to be really interesting. It starts in about 13 minutes. So I would love to stream longer, guys, and I do intend to stream longer, but I want to mention this to you guys. Okay. I have done everything I can. I'm working on trying to do more streams. I know this is a very, 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 very short stream. I'm going to do longer streams, I promise. It's just something I'm trying to work through. But I've got a family, and I try to get to them as much as I can. And so we are going to do a TikTok live on Thursday. So please tune into that. I will be trying to find if there's a watch party that I can kind of jump into and kind of help comment with. So I'll do that as well. But I'm going live on TikTok on Thursday. We have the Political Compass on Saturday, which I need to follow up with people today. So, the short little bit that I'm here, everybody that tunes in, I appreciate every one of you guys. We have done amazing on TikTok. Absolutely amazing. And let's see this kind of go through on YouTube. YouTube, we're at 91 subscribers. We're working on trying to get up there to about 92. So, are you pissed at Republicans? Yeah, Mark, I'll go on this rant real quick so nobody leaves. If you're walking out the door, hold on just for a second. Yeah, let's talk about this. If you're walking out the door, hold that door. Come back and just sit down for a quick second, okay? So, am I pissed at the Republicans? Absolutely. I think the Republicans have absolutely dropped the ball. I think they're absolutely incoherent. They do not understand what they're doing. They don't even know their own policy. A lot of their policies on paper are, even then, still kind of chaotic. But what Trump does on the campaign trail is kind of go against that. His policy, for example, on the economy is drill, baby, drill, but I have not heard anything about the drill, baby, drill policy. It's been a bunch of little things here and there. The Republicans screwed the pooch here. But I think the one thing that's important to note, and I've kind of been saying this, is that I do see more and more Republicans going the way of Democrats. Every single week, there's another Republican who's gone the way of to the Democrat side to vote for Kamala Harris. So it's important for me when I look at this and people ask, "Are you upset?" Yeah, I'm upset. I'm upset that my Republican Party is no longer the Republican Party that I know. The 2016 Donald Trump, some people would probably disagree with me on this, but I don't think that the 2016 Donald Trump is there anymore. I think we're dealing with a post-January 6th Trump that, quite honestly, I don't think cares. I don't think he does. I think he cares more about his personal image and trying to leave a legacy for his children, but this legacy is not panning out quite right. And Republicans are absolutely scared to stand up against Donald Trump. When it comes to the government shutdown bill, which that's something that's really interesting when we talk about the hurricane relief, well, maybe we should come back to session, right? And put through a bill. But y'all wanted to shut it down. Y'all wanted to shut down. The Republicans wanted to shut it down. Why? Because they didn't want to stand up against Donald Trump. The Republican Party has absolutely been terrified of Donald Trump because they're worried they're going to get voted out of their districts instead of having principled stances. And that, to me, is terrifying. I've also seen over the past several months, ever since Biden dropped out, the rhetoric just amping up. I've seen more people going the way of more Republicans standing there and espousing lies, espousing divisive rhetoric, espousing basically racist bullshit. Are reasonable Republicans going to remove? Can they be rebuilt at this point? I think there's still I think there's still a chance that the Republicans can rebuild, Mark, but it's going to take them having to stand up to Donald Trump first. And this is that election that I think really can say, look, this can be the beginning of the end of the MAGA party. I don't think that the MAGA party is the same as the Republican Party. I do believe that there is still a difference between the two. I think the MAGA party is much further right than the Republican Party. So I do think that they can rebuild, but they're going to have to stand up to Donald Trump first and convince their constituents, which is it's crazy to me. If I were running, I would much rather lose my race knowing that I stood on principle than knowing that I bent the knee because the rest of my party is bending a knee. Yeah, it may fracture the party, but I mean, at the same time, right now, the MAGA sect has a stronghold on the party. And so that's why I think it's even more important when we look at voting that even I was kind of like hesitant. I was like, oh, maybe I'll vote Republican for my senator and some of my more local politics. No, I think if you want the Republican Party back to the way it was before, send a referendum to Washington, baby. Go ahead and vote for a Democrat senator. Go ahead and vote for a Democrat district rep, House rep. Vote for that. Why? Because guess what? Now that means that the reason why MAGA has had such a stronghold on it is because the Republicans have only had the majority only by a little bit. And so because of that little bit, the party, the MAGA party has been able to really, hold hostage a lot of bills. And I think we're seeing a little bit of that now with MAGA having a lot of power with even the unions, the port worker unions. And they're holding our ports hostage. That's what it is. Look, call a spade a spade. It's very convenient that October 1st came around and this same union boss has a very close relationship with Donald Trump. If Trump can give watches and trading cards and lie all the time, how do you think he treats government funds? Well, we can look at that, Mark. We can look at how he treated government funds. I think if you look at how he treats government funds, we could just look no further than COVID. In 2020, he passed 2 extremely large stimulus bills. So we don't need to look very far to see how he would handle the federal government's funds. It's whatever benefits him. We can look at how he withheld funds. Going over the summary of our stream today, he withheld funds from California. He withheld funds from North Carolina. Why? Because he was upset at them. They didn't agree with their politics. Now, people will sit there and say, whoa, California. It's so funny to me when conservatives do this, right? It's so funny to me when conservatives sit there and go, well, that's because Newsom didn't rake his leaves. Okay, so you're admitting then that Donald Trump withheld funds. You're admitting to it. I feel like it's a good rule for everyone forever. Yeah, I'd love a stream dedicated to that. Yeah, Mark, I will be doing some things. One of the things I intend to do is on my TikTok live streams, I am going to do some debate style things. I want to open up the floor to other people. I've been a little bit rusty on the debate stage. I haven't done a lot of debates. And so on TikTok live, I'm going to encourage people, come on. And I need to warm up. It's been a minute. I haven't been able to debate a right winger in a little bit. And not since Sparky. He made a security guard stay in fancy hotels that he owned. That's right. I remember that. He wasted. I remember that, Tron. I forgot all about that. Yeah, that's exactly it. Right. He paid he had them not only stay, they had them stay at the Trump hotels. I remember that. There was a lot of issues with that and how he was going to try to separate himself from that. So there's a lot of questions, but yeah. So I'm going to say this again, guys. Level comparison to Democrats because I'm sure it exists. It probably does, but I think right now Democrats are far more unified. All right, guys. So look, I'm going to cut it short. I know we only streamed for, it looks like, about a little under an hour, but remember, we're doing TikTok live on Thursday. Okay, Thursday around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Political Compass is airing Saturday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you want to watch any of me every day, okay, and you want the latest breaking news, follow me on TikTok, okay? follow me on TikTok. I post 3 videos a day, maybe 2. If I'm not really feeling good, I'll post 1. And then if you really want live minute to the minute access, that's where you go to Twitter. X.com. Go to X.com, follow me on there. I am posting almost every freaking 15, 20 minutes. I am staying on top of this stuff. So we got to work on the streaming, guys. The streaming thing is just a slow grind, but we're going to get there. And I appreciate every single one of you guys who has supported me throughout this journey. And we're not done, baby. We're not done. We're going to continue going. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. Y'all enjoy the debate. I will see if I can pop into somebody's stream and curate some of my opinions on that debate. So if I do, I'll be sure to post it in Discord. All right, guys. Y'all have a good one. I will see you guys on Thursday on TikTok Live, okay? Be there. Be there.